Hey, we are live again. This is our second session of being live for Pride Month. So I'm so glad you joined us, and we're talking about pride because it's Pride Month according to the world. However, our pride is Proverbs revealing important decisions every day. So that's what we're discussing, and we're going to pop on here once a week and talk about the Proverbs. And today I'm a little, I'm not all dressed up and ready to go. It's hot outside here. I live in Arkansas. It's hot, and I have my hair up and my Arkansas shirt on. So I'm supporting my state of Arkansas today. And you could probably tell I'm from Arkansas from my voice. But anyways, so we are glad you joined us today, and we're going to start talking about some more Proverbs. And I have a little different setup this time than I did the last time. And in the Proverbs, we may even cover this today. It tells you that you need to take guidance and have wisdom in different situations. Well, I have somebody that gives me and pours wisdom into me, into my life, and that's my husband. And he's not critical of me, but he helps me to better myself and better my videos. And so he thought it would be better if I put my Bible in front of me. So I printed the Bible out, which I am still reading out of the Passion Translation. It's an amazing translation. So I printed it out. It's in front of me, but now I have all these sheets, and so that's what the deal is. So I don't have my readers today. That's a good thing, right? Okay. So we're already in chapter 2. Do we cover chapter 2? I don't know. Well, we're going to cover chapter 2 again. Chapter 2, verse 7 and 8. For the Lord has a hidden storehouse of wisdom. Remember, the Proverbs is talking about wisdom, and we all need wisdom. And it's kind of neat in Proverbs because it calls wisdom a she. Well, of course we know it's a she. Well, I guess I need to see if I'm live. Hang on. I guess I better see if I'm going on. Make sure I do this right. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Okay, it's going. Okay, so back to this. Wisdom is referred to as a she in the Bible, so that's kind of neat. Okay, but we're talking about wisdom, and we're in verse 7 and 8 of chapter 2. For the Lord has a hidden storehouse of wisdom, made accessible to his godly ones. He becomes your personal bodyguard as you follow his ways, protecting and guarding you as you choose what is right. I do think we have read this, but it's okay. Then you will discover all that is just, proper, and fair. Now my Bible's behind my camera, so that's what I figured would happen. And be empowered to make the right decisions. As you walk into your destiny, when wisdom wins your heart and revelation breaks in, true pleasure enters your soul. If you choose to follow good counsel, divine design will watch over you, and understanding will protect you from making poor choices, just like videos. I am trying to get a good revelation. I'm not taking offense to people criticizing. It's not a criticism, but if you're not taking in their wisdom of, hey, this may make a better video, or this may be better if you do it this way, try it. If it don't work, it don't work. But, other people have wisdom that can feed into your life, and so just take what they tell you and just try it out. It will rescue you from evil in disguise and from those who speak duplicities. And what that means is the duplicities, people have left the paths of righteousness and they walk in the ways of darkness. They take pleasure when evil prospers and thoroughly enjoy a lifestyle of sin. Well, doesn't that sound like today's people? But they're walking on a path to nowhere, wandering away into deep deception. So, it tells us right here that's what people do. They walk in the wrong pathway and they are deceived. And actually their eyes are covered, and that's just exactly they're where Satan wants them to be, because they're not listening to truth or the gospel. and they're doing their own thing and believing their own lies, and they're being deceived by themselves. We deceive ourselves more so than other people at times. I'm hanging up my Bibles if you want to know what I'm doing. All right, Proverbs 3. We're not going to go through the whole Proverbs. We're just, hitting on basic scriptures. Proverbs 3, verse 3. Hold on to loyal love and don't let go, and be faithful to all that you've been taught. Let your life be shaped by integrity, with truth written upon your heart. That's how you will find favor and understanding with both God and men. You will gain the reputation of living life well. Wow, that's awesome. This is wisdom's guidance. Trust in the Lord completely, and do not rely on your own opinions. With all your heart, rely on Him to guide you, and He will lead you in every decision that you make. Become imitators with Him in whatever you do, and He will lead you wherever you go. Don't think for a moment that you know it all, for wisdom comes when you adore Him with undivided devotion and avoid everything that's wrong. Then you will find the healing refreshment your body and spirit long for. Glorify God with all your wealth, honoring Him with your first fruits. We did talk about this because we talked about those first fruits. Okay, it's okay. With every increase that comes to you, then every dimension of your life will overflow with blessings from an uncontainable source of inner joy. So we need to rely on God to take us in the path that He would have us to go. Sometimes we want to get ahead of Him and just do our own thing, but it's not going to work. So you need to wait on Him, listen to Him, and be in obedience to Him. Now in verse 13, blessings pour over the ones who find wisdom, for they obtained living understanding. The Hebrew text here implies that wisdom gives the ability to take raw facts and draw right conclusions and meaning from them. And that's what we need. Let's go down to verse 16. Wisdom extends to you long life in one hand and wealth and promotion in the other. Out of her mouth flows righteousness, and her words release both law and mercy. Well, mercy. The ways of wisdom are sweet, always drawing you into the place of wholeness. And wholeness also means peace or prosperity. See? People wonder, how do you get rich? How do you make some money? Wisdom. God gives people wisdom, and they listen, they are obedient, and then He fulfills His end of the bargain. And even people that are not saved and walking in God's will or His way, it's basically a do this and you'll get this. And some people have wisdom, so they enjoy the benefits from what their wisdom they put into what they were told. I didn't say that correctly, but let me see where we're at. Seeking, this is verse 18, seeking for her, which is wisdom, brings the discovery of untold blessings, for she is the healing tree of life to those who taste her fruits. Now let's see down here, at the bottom of your Bible, it usually kind of explains more so of the text that we just read. And in verse, we haven't got to the ones I was going to look at. Let's go down to verse 21. My child, never drift off course from these two goals for your life. One is to walk in wisdom, and two, to discover your purpose. And it says down here, like many Hebrew words, there are various possible translations. The word translated here as purpose can also mean discretion, counsel, meditation, or discernment. So you will have discernment and you'll walk in wisdom. That's what you need to do. These are the two goals for your life. Down in verse 24. You will sleep like a baby, safe and sound. Your rest will be sweet and secure. Actually, we missed all the other verses in between, and it was talking about being energized and refreshed. So that's awesome, because wisdom does that, because you're not worried. You are counting on the wisdom that you have, and so you use it, and therefore you sleep like a baby. And I don't know why they say that, because babies wake up and cry and stuff. Maybe it's a sound sleeping baby, huh? Okay, so let's go to verse 25. You will not be subject to terror, for it will not terrify you. Nor will the disrespectful be able to push you aside, because God is your confidence in times of crisis. keeping your heart at rest in every situation, or keeping your foot from being caught. If you get your foot caught in the door, then that opens the door for other things. So we have to put our confidence in God in time of crisis. And in this world right now, there's crisis going on. But, let's not talk about that, but let's put our faith and trust in God. Remember, trust in Him completely. Don't lean on what we think or what we feel. We trust Him. He gives us the wisdom on what we need to do, on the decisions we need to make. Sounds easy, don't it? Well, it is. We just need to do it. Let's go to verse 33. The wicked walk, this is wisdom in relationships. The wicked walk under God's constant curse, but the righteous walk under a stream of His blessing, for they seek to do what is right. If you walk with the mockers, you will learn to mock. But God's grace and favor flows to the meek. Stubborn fools fill their lives with disgrace, but glory and honor rest upon the wise. Down to chapter 4, verse 1. Listen to my correction, my sons, for I speak to you as your father. And it says down here at the bottom, read and study this entire chapter as though it were Jesus Christ speaking to you. He is the Father of eternity, and we are called His sons and daughters. So this is Jesus speaking to us. My revelation truth is a gift to you, so remain faithful to my instruction. That's all He keeps saying. Remain faithful. Just trust in me, trust in me, trust in me. Let me put these other ones up now. I'm sure, the reason my husband said, you can put it on your computer and just scroll up, but I highlight everything so I know where I'm at. So I can't do that. Maybe I can. I don't have the wisdom yet to learn how to do that. I don't have the wisdom to do that. I can learn how to do that, but I have not learned yet. Okay, so let's go to I think we're in chapter 4. I don't know, these papers were messing me up. Verse 5. So, make wisdom your quest. Search for the revelation of life's meaning. Don't let what I say go in one ear and out the other. We, as children, you have kids. Some of you have kids and some of you have been kids. We've all been kids. But sometimes your parents tell you something and you're like, oh, what I said? Oh, yeah, right. But that's what we're doing here. We let it go in one ear and out the other. Stick with wisdom, and she will stick to you, protecting you throughout your days. She will rescue all those who passionately listen to your voice. It says down here, it is not enough to acquire wisdom. We must love her and listen wholeheartedly to her instruction. Well, we can acquire all the wisdom in the whole world, but not be obedient to what we've heard. And so that's not going to help us. That's silly. That's like going to school for 4 years to be a doctor and never pursuing that doctorate degree and going to be a mechanic. So, it's not the same operations there. Let's see. We're on verse 7. Wisdom is the most valuable commodity, so buy it. Revelation knowledge is what you need to invest, so invest in it. Wisdom will exalt you when you exalt her truth. She will lead you to honor and favor when you live your life by her insights. You will be adorned with beauty and grace, and wisdom's glory will wrap itself around you, making you victorious in the race. Well, let's go up to verse 13. So receive my correction, no matter how hard it is to swallow, for wisdom will snap you back into place. Her words will be invigorating life to you. It says down here, wisdom will correct you. Wisdom will correct us and adjust our hearts to discipline. We must embrace the corrections of wisdom in order to mature spiritually. Okay, that's good. Let's go to verse 15 now. 14. Do not detour into darkness or even set foot on the path. Stay away from it. Don't even go there. For troublemakers are restless if they are not involved in evil. They are not satisfied until they have brought someone harm. They feed on darkness and drink until they're drunk on the wine of wickedness. But the lovers of God walk on the highway of light, and their way shines brighter and brighter until the perfect day. Now listen to this verse. This is like today's world. But the wicked walk in thick darkness like those who travel in a fog and yet don't have a clue why they keep stumbling. It's just like, I don't know why I keep doing that. And they just keep doing it over and over, and they have no idea because they're in a fog and they're in the darkness and light has not shown up yet. And that's why we need to be missionaries even in our own towns, because we are the light of the world and we can go out and cause the darkness to dissipate. Let's go over to, I say this because I have all these scriptures. It's not, we need to go down to this verse, but I'm saying over because my paper is over. So that's why I say it. Verse 21, fill your thoughts with my words until they penetrate deep into your spirit. Then as you enwrap my words, they will impart true life and radiant health. And sometimes, into the very core of your being. Sometimes we are in situations where this is why we need to get the word on the inside of us, because we might need to use that word right at that time, because you have no time left. You either use that word or you're just like lost. You're in that fog. So that's why he's telling us to fill your thoughts with his words and let them get so deep inside of you that when something happens, that his words come out instead of something else. Verse 23, so above all, guard the affections of your heart. In that heart there, it also includes our thoughts, our wills, our discernment, and our affections. And sometimes guarding all of those things are the hardest. But if we are walking in wisdom and giving everything to God, that will be so easy. Pay attention to the welfare of your innermost being, for from there flows the wellspring of life. And this word life here is a Greek word, a Hebrew word, Y-A-S-A, I guess it's yasa, is actually seasons. That's what it means. It's seasons. So out of your heart flows the seasons of life. It's our heart, not our ages, our circumstances, that shape the seasons of our life. If our hearts are tender to God, we can live in perpetual springtime all the time. That's awesome. Excuse me. Verse 26. 24. Avoid dishonest speech and pretentious words. Be free from using perverse words no matter what. Sometimes we use words that are pretty close to those words we're not supposed to be using, and let's not do that. It just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound good. It's not pleasing to God, because he knows what you're talking about. Set your gaze on the path before you. Oh, let me go back to that for a minute. My mama, we would say shoot a lot all the time at my house, and she'd say, quit that shoot cussing, because that's all it was. We're just using that word for another word that we shouldn't say. So, all right, verse 25. Set your gaze on the path before you with fixed purpose, looking straight ahead. That keep ahead, looking straight, ignoring life's distractions. And we can be distracted easily from what life has for bringing in our paths. Verse 26, watch where you're going. Stick to the path of truth, and the road will be safe and smooth before you. Don't allow yourself to be sidetracked for even a moment, or take the detour that leads to darkness. We're going to stop there for this session. That has been really good, and I'm so glad you joined us, and we're going to just do it next week. I'm not going to tell you when, I'm just going to do it. So I hope you enjoy it. If you could leave some comments, and you can like us we are on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we are on Twitter also. And we have a YouTube page also, and we have videos on there. You can go watch them, and I don't know, we're just here and there and everywhere. So hook up with us. We'd love it. Thank you, and see you next time.